Good afternoon, race fans, and welcome here to race number 14 of the fourth season of the NR 2003 Red Bull GT Series. Yes, first race I'm doing on NR in a while. Well, my laptop decided to, quote, reboot on me because I hadn't touched it in I don't know, a week or two. So thank you, NR, for saving me some space, if you ask me. Anyway, we're getting ready for our 14th race of season number 4. Next week we'll be at the midway point of the season. Can't believe we're already at the midway point of the season, and we're ready to have a lot of fun, if you ask me. So yeah, so that's where we're at as far as that is concerned. Next week we head to the wine country of Infineon Raceway. Courtney Lynn, Go or Go Homer, who raced her way in via the Go or Go Home session, put the fastest lap time down in qualifying, which, by the way, the cars were impounded after um, qualifying because they had like a 20-minute session. So, yeah. Courtney Lynn's on the pole. She comes this race 43rd in the points table. It's been a rocky season for that 8 team as they've been failing to qualify for some races. And when they have qualified, they've been pretty good, pretty hit or miss as far as that's concerned. So Courtney would like to have a good run and get herself closer to that 35th in the standings cut line. So that way she is locked in. Alongside of her, Zachary Fitzwater, who's also been another driver who's been also struggling, who raced his way in via the Go Home session. Fitzwater comes into this race. Zachary, that is 37th in the points. He is a total of 47 points back of 35th in the standings, so he would like a good run to get closer and closer to getting himself locked into the show in the 35th in the standings cut line. Jonathan Wong, the rookie, highest rookie, believe it or not, he dropped 2 spots down to 34th in the points. He comes in this race 2 points above that 35th in the standings cut line, as he needs a good run to get himself locked into, stay away from that danger zone. And Reagan Whitlock, who is also 2 points, but he's like 2 points below the 35th in the standings cut line, 36 to be exact. A good run for him will put him back in the top 35 and lock the show. And Henrietta Fitzwater, 40th in the standings, complete your top 5. As you look at the rest of the starting lineup for today's race here at the Texas Motor Speedway, let's get these cars moving. Beautiful sunny day here in Texas Motor Speedway, and it's time to go over our points table presented by Golden Corral. Looks like nobody is having any issues, so that is an awesome thing to say the least. When we last left our intrepid heroes, that was last week at Houston, which was a wreck fest. Jochen Schmidt is the points leader and the rookie points leader. In fact, the top 3 in the standings are Rookie of the Year contenders. 18-point lead over Sarah Redmond, who jumped up all the way to second in the points after a win last week at Houston. Vanko Seaman is 3rd in the standings, only 19 points back. Skylar Taylor is 4th in the standings, 33 back. 37 back is Campbell Marsh, who dropped 3 spots down to 5th. Alexander Underwood jumped up 6 spots to 6th in the standings. Cody Goforth jumped up 6 spots to 7th. Jesse Art is 8th. Kyle Langeland dropped 4 spots down to 9th in the standings. And Bradley Ream dropped a spot down to 10th in the points after last week's race at the Houston Supercell. Texas Motor Speedway, home of Baby CJ, Jesse and Sean Art, also the hometown lads, would love to put on a good race in front of their home fans. Green flag is in the air. We're going to go Texas racing, boys and girls. Going to be interesting to see how Texas will be. 34 laps of racing. If I recall correctly, we have raced at Texas before. We raced there the last 2 seasons, believe it or not. The inaugural winner, Logan Williams, who is in this field driving the number 11. He is a former winner back in season number 2. And who is the defending winner from this race? Elena Aurora. So two of our former winners who've won here at Texas are in the field. Because Texas made its debut in season 2. Did we race here in season? I don't think we raced here in season 1. So season 2 and season 3, we made our debut to Texas. As Jonathan Wong is going to go by Courtney Lynn. And is our first lead change of the day. And I talked about Jonathan Wong, who needs to get himself away from that 35th in the standings cut line. Well, so far, so good for the 62 driver. Didn't have a good result. Of course, he's been having a struggling season. So we're going to check the back of the field here. Vanko Seaman actually drove the 10. Is driving the 10. That's the car that went to victory lane with Logan Williams back here in season 2. Sebastian Palmer's at the rear of the field. Palmer's up to 29th in the points. Eric Alpha's back here. Cody Smart, Kasumi Takashi. There's our inaugural winner from Texas back in season 2, Logan Williams. Let's find out where our points leader is, the 77. He's in 26th position. That would be Jochen Schmidt. The gal who was trying to run him down for the rookie points lead, well, Sarah Redmond not too far in front of the 77. She is second in the Rookie of the Year standings and also second in the overall points. So a couple of drivers who are running well in points, not where they need to be, and they need to start moving forward right about now. Let's see about the guy who's third in the points table. That would be Vanko Seaman. Well, he's 40th right now. And then the gal running in 4th in the standings, Skylar Taylor, running in 7th. So, and I talked about the gap. She was 33 points back. So Skylar Taylor would look like she would gain a lot of points on Jochen Schmidt. So it looks like the points are going to get really shaken up again, just like Houston. As here comes Courtney Lynn. Courtney is going to be Courtney gets around Jonathan Wong. There's Jared Johnson, Cody Smart. Campbell Martian, the 64. There's Jochen Schmidt. Ricky Cervantes in the 38. Kaiser in the 31st position. That's Takashi. There's Chance Farmer, Kyle Langeland. Reggie Fogleman running in 25th. There's Deanna Monroe, currently in 24th. And Sarah Redmond has already moved up to 23rd. Remember, she's trying to run down Jochen Schmidt, not just for the rookie points lead, but for the overall points lead as well. There's Kyler Anderson, the reigning champ. Ponzo Albanus having a good run. John Smith IV. There's Elaine Aurora, who won this race last season. In front of her is Bianchi. There's Bradley Reim. Trinity Lee. Quiet run for Trinity Lee. J Ard's having a quiet run as well. And where is Senor Sean? Where's Sean? He's running in 22nd. As Jonathan Wong is back in the lead of the race. And Skylar Taylor has now caught up as she's going to go to the inside of Courtney Lynn. Jonathan Wong, currently the highest of the rookie drivers. Currently at the midway point of today's race. As long as nobody has any issues and all that, I think we can safely say that everything is going well in the Discords. We're now halfway home as I'm recording this race. As I'm recording this race, I do want to apologize for not getting this race recorded. I've been super busy with work and trying to get my Twitch streams taken care of. So hope you understand the situation. But at least I'm trying to make sure this series gets the races out for y'all, so that way you guys are in good shape. Of course, we're already in August as I'm recording this race. Can't believe we're already in August. Seems like yesterday we were in January, for God's sakes. But all seriousness, though, it's a good effort. Skylar Taylor got around Courtney Lynn for second. Lynn will drop back to third. Zachary Fitzwater and Alexander Underwood battling for the fourth position. So far, been a pretty good race we're seeing here today. I know a lot of people, are probably giving me praise and say, "Wow, Voiles, I can't believe you haven't taken one break off of the race weekend." Well, I just want to make sure these races get out to you guys as quickly as possible. Don't know when the next M&M's Cup Series race will be out. I will say that coming up this weekend, we have a lot of racing coming up. The M&M's Cup Series race, don't know where that will be at. Hope you'll tune in for that. Wednesday, we have Go or Go Home qualifying at Watkins Glen International Raceway, which, ironically enough, that's where Busch and Winston Cup Series will be at this weekend, is Watkins Glen. Of course, we have Go or Go Home qualifying at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for the Oreo Cup Series. And then it will be their first race of the round of 8. Last week was their elimination race, by the way. last week at Coca-Cola was their second elimination race. Not going to spoil who got eliminated. I'll let you guys cipher that for yourselves. As Skylar Taylor's looking for the race leads, we're at 10 to go. Before Busch and Winston Cup race at Watkins Glen, we have the race at the track the Red Bull GT Series drivers are going to next week in Infineon Raceway, which, by the way, that race weekend is the Truck Series drivers. That'll be at 3 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. That'll be on Friday from Sonoma. And then Busch and Winston Cup, as I mentioned, will be with the Oreo Cup Series from Watkins Glen. Next week, this series will be at Sonoma, TBA, where the M&M's Cup Series race will be. That'll be on Tuesday. Wednesday, we'll be at Kentucky for the middle race of the round of 8, the Elite 8 for the Oreo Cup Series. That'll be a night race. We'll actually have Go or Go Home qualifying on Tuesday night. Wednesday night will be at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then M&M's will be on probably Thursday or Friday. And then Busch and Winston Cup next week will be at Loudon, New Hampshire. And then we had an Auto Club for the Red Bull GT Series before we have our final elimination race for the Oreo Cup Series at Daytona. And then Busch and Winston Cup will be at Richmond International Raceway. And it'll be Red Bull GT Series racing still on the West Coast. And then the Oreo Cup Series will finish their season, in which I may put the M&M's Cup Series on Wednesday for the remainder of the season. So that should be fun. Jonathan Wong and Skylar Taylor trading the lead back and forth. Courtney Lynn has dropped like a rock. What happened to the 8 of Courtney Lynn? She's on pit road. Something amiss on that 8 machine. Annie Crenshaw just came to pit road. That's a tough break for Courtney Lynn, who started on the pole. Last time I was in the top 10. They're not going to get a good finish as a result. A engine failure on Annie Crenshaw has now taken her out of the race. That's definitely not what Annie Crenshaw needed. And we aren't too sure what was wrong with Courtney Lynn's car. And she still sits on pit road, but her day is done. That is a tough break for Courtney Lynn. That just pretty much sums up her season, if you ask me. But Jonathan Wong looking for his first career win in the Red Bull GT Series here in Season 4. In the 14th race of his career. I want to remind everybody this copyrighted broadcast is presented by the authority of the World Racing Association and the Blue Hedgehog TV for the private use of our audience. Any reproduction or rebroadcast or retransmission or any other disseminations or the use of this broadcast without the express written consent of the World Racing Association and the Blue Hedgehog TV is prohibited. Blue Hedgehog TV want to thank you fans for your support, and we hope you enjoyed today's broadcast. As we're going to come to 2 laps to go. We did not have a caution in this race, by the way, which the last 2 events we've had cautions. As we're coming to the white flag, 1 more lap to go, sponsored by Credit One Bank. Oh! John Smith IV in trouble with a mechanical problem. That's a tough break for him. As Jonathan Wong up a turn number 4, his first career win in the Red Bull GT Series. He wins here in Texas. What a win for Jonathan Wong, and as I mentioned, came into this race 34th in the points, 2 points ahead of 35th. This will absolutely get him away from 35th in the standings. Standings are now official. Skylar Taylor will get second. And looking where... Looks like Skylar will definitely gain a lot of points on Jürgen Schmidt as far as the points lead is concerned, even though she was like 33 points back of the points lead. So there you go as far as that is concerned. Alexander Underwood came home in third. Good run for him. As I need to get back, by the way, onto the points itself. Alexander Underwood came into this race. So I'm looking for the 60. He was 6th in points, so he'll stay in the top 10. The points leaving today. The Fitzwater husband and wife duo, Zachary Fitzwater, led that brigade home in 4th, his wife in 5th. Those are good runs for those two drivers. And Zachary Fitzwater, we're going to have to see if 4th place was good enough to get closer and closer to that 35th in the standings cut line leaving today. Henrietta Fitzwater, on the other hand, came this race 40th in points, so she's also chipping away at that 35th in the standings cut line. J Ard will get 6th. Good run for her. Beats her brother, Sean, by the way, who finished in 19th. Jessie came this race 8th in the points, so she'll stay in the top 10 of the points leaving today. Cody Goforth will get 7th. He came this race 7th in points. He'll stay in the top 10 of the points, so a number of drivers who came in running well in points will definitely stay in the top 10 of the standings for some of those drivers. Josh Harmon will get 8th. Good run for Josh. He dropped the spot down to 21st in the points. He'll be back in the top 20 leaving today. Bradley Reim will get 9th. Good job to Bradley Reim, who is 10th in the points, so he'll stay in the top 10 of the points. And Ingrid Pollard, who's been really needing a good run of late, 10th place for her. She came in this race 45th in the points, and with some drivers in front of her who failed to qualify for this race, this will definitely get her back up, try to get herself out of the cellar of the points table, leaving today's race. Lane Aurora, Trinity Lee, the two DVR girls, came home 11th and 12th. Kyler Anderson, Sarah Redmond, 2nd in points, the second highest of the rookie drivers, and Reagan Whitlock. Well-needed run for Reagan Whitlock was 15th, enough to get him out of the danger zone. More than likely, it's going to depend where Addison Peterson finished, as far as that is concerned. As you look on down to the remainder of the finishing results, and Addison Peterson finished in 29th. Well, that's probably going to be bad news for her, but it's also going to depend where other drivers ahead of her were. Like Cervantes finished pretty poorly in 35th. Jürgen Schmidt, the points leader, came home in 25th. He was the points leader. We already mentioned about the gal that was trying to run him down for the points leader, which is Sarah Redmond, who finished 14th. So that'll be 11 points. Sarah Redmond has gained on Jürgen Schmidt. Banco Simon came in running well in points, 3rd in the standings. He's going to drop through the standings as he was the last car to finish on the lead lap. John Smith IV had some kind of mechanical problem. Not sure what was wrong on his number 2 machine. He did not reach the conclusion of the race. Neither did Annie Crenshaw or Courtney Lynn, as they still cannot figure out what was wrong with Courtney Lynn's car. Annie Crenshaw was the only one who went back behind the wall with an engine failure. A piston let go on the 75 machine, and she came as race 30th in points. I think that could be Addison Peterson's saving grace there. This could drop Annie Crenshaw possibly back into the Gorga home deal. Same with John Smith, who really could not afford a poor finish here today. And with Jonathan Wong's good result, I think they're going to be in trouble as far as that is concerned. And let's see, Maddie Crenshaw came home 18th. We'll see where this is going to situate her. I think she'll stay in the top 35 after today's race, but Nevertheless, good win for Jonathan Wong, his first win of his Red Bull GT Series career. And I can tell you the points got another shaken up as these two Texas races played its part in shaking the points up. We're going to see what this points gap is going to be like heading into next week at Infineon Raceway in Sonoma, California. Hope you guys enjoyed today's race from Texas Motor Speedway. Congratulations to Jonathan Wong on the win. If you did, be sure to give this video a like, subscribe to become part of the World Racing Association crew today. We shared your full finish results. Your point standings are down in the description heading into next week's race at Sonoma. Keep an eye on that 35th in the standings cut line because it got a major shaking up as far as that is concerned. So we'll see you guys next time at Infineon Raceway. We'll see you guys later on for the races coming up on the channel, which we have some very good racing coming up. We got the first race, of the round of 8. We had the Watkins Glen International Raceway. That is where the Oreo Cup Series drivers, and hopefully Courtney Lynn will have a better showing over there, as they will have go home qualifying at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, followed by their race at 1 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Then Busch and Winston Cup Series will be at Watkins Glen as well for their race weekend. So Courtney Lynn going to get to do double duty. Before that, the Truck Series and J Ard, along with Cody Goforth and a few other people on the results there, they're going to be at Infineon Raceway, the track we're going to for the Red Bull GT Series next week for their races. Their chase to the chase is winding down. They have 3 more races, including Friday's race at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, to see who is going to make it into the playoffs as far as the Truck Series is concerned. Hope you'll join us for all the races, including the M&M's Cup Series race, wherever that will be. Until then, I've been Dieter signing off as you've been watching another broadcast courtesy of the World Racing Association, the greatest racing since 2013. So long from Yeehaw, Texas!